Hey everybody, it's Robin Thompson with the Powerful Practice here. I'm here celebrating with Darlene. We are celebrating her $18,000 launch of her training program. Hi, Darlene.
Hey Robin, good to see you.
Yeah, well, why don't you tell us a little bit about what this program is and what you're helping people to do?
Yeah. So my background is pretty varied in the field of mental health, but I've come to be a testing psychologist. That's what we call ourselves. And so I primarily focus on evaluations, assessment and evaluation. And my practice has been pretty full. There's a lot of wait lists, high demand, especially in the area of ADHD and autism across the lifespan. A lot of people are looking for those and on wait lists from anywhere from 6 months to a year to do this. And so um, at the time when I found your program, I had a practice working for myself. I would stop in for contract work a day or two a month at an eating disorders clinic. And then I also was the lead testing psychologist at a pediatric medical group. So I was really busy trying to meet this intense demand. But of course, I was also doing a couple things. I was burning out and
Mhm.
then thinking that one person alone, even though I was working in three places, wasn't going to meet the challenge in the community need. And then I
Right.
came across your program.
Awesome. And so the program that you've created, tell us about what you're helping people to do.
Yeah, so I am in turn offering about a year's worth of formal graduate postmaster's level instruction in assessment. And we will learn in the first program, which I call level one, you'll have access to 6 months worth of 30 instruments. So in this very condensed time frame, you'll learn 30 instruments, 30 assessment tools. And you not only learn those, but the clinicians I'm working with will have the opportunity to learn about step A to Z. So the onboarding of a new inquiry and the forms to use and how to prevent snafus that I've learned over the past 20 years so that they don't have to experience and learn directly. Billing, everything, the process that's of a really good intake interview, all the way to report writing, the tricks that I've learned along the way. So reports that normally take people 8 to 10 hours to write, they could get done in 4 hours. The use of technology, because the old school, there's a lot of gatekeeping and testing. My colleagues really are protective of it. And I think part of it is it's a very lucrative niche. And so assessments can run, anywhere depending on what part of the country you're in, from $1,200 to $7,000, depending on the type of assessment and eval you do. And so there's gatekeeping around that and these practices. And so for me, I'm kind of coming at this from a social justice perspective. I know that I can make this more accessible at a really high quality level for people because in the end, we have children and adults on wait lists and they need to be seen sooner.
Awesome. And there's also a lot of benefits to the mental health professionals who learn your method, right? Because if they're currently burning out in one-to-one private practice, then they can use assessments as a way to improve their conditions by a lot, right?
Absolutely. And I would say that's probably been the biggest inquiry so far is, so how much time does this take? How much of it's face to face versus the background work you do yourself? And I
Mhm.
always describe it as I have the honor and the privilege when I do an evaluation to kind of Sherpa one single individual from the beginning to the end of this process of self discovery.
Uh-huh.
And whether it's a child or a parent or an adult, but really, that's only 4 to 5 hours of face to face time. And if you do that well, someone can really feel like they've received a lot of answers in a short amount of time about themselves, but you also aren't fatigued from seeing 30 to 35 people a week.
Yeah, so they're cutting down their face-to-face time. And is it moving from insurance based to self-pay as well, or it's mostly self-pay, right? The assessments.
Yeah, mostly self
Okay. A
pay. Mm-hmm.
lot of business benefits for the mental health professionals as well as the social benefits that you were just talking about. So really the
Yeah,
best of both worlds, right?
really is. You feel like you're making a bigger impact, but
Mm-hmm.
there's more of you there because um, the work that you do isn't just on repeat, seeing people over and over in a week. It's a short, condensed amount of time.
Mm-hmm.
But essentially, for me, I am I'm working part time as an evaluator now because of your program,
Mm-hmm.
and I see 4 people on average a month. So I go in, I spend 2 days evaluating 4 people or so, and that's my face to face time for the month. And I make a full time living doing that just in
Wow.
those 2 days.
Awesome. Well, very
Yeah,
good. Okay.
yeah.
And what was the biggest struggle that you had to work through in order to create and launch this program?
Um, it was really pretty easy with your format. Um, your program is highly prescriptive. You can't mess up if you're just following this linear progression.
It's true.
And also, you very quickly spoke with me, and in a matter of a 15-minute phone conversation, you narrowed down my focus about what the program should look like and should be about. And so, for me, with all of those factors in play, it was just about taking the leap. This is the time I need to do this. That was the hardest thing.
Mm-hmm.
And I'm incredibly busy and I need to slow down a bit. And there's no time like the present. The leap was the hardest. And
Got it.
once I did that, everything else fell into place.
Fantastic.
Yeah.
And then tell us what's been the experience of launching the program because you launched and you got traction very, very quickly. How did that happen?
Yeah, that was actually pretty amazing. I haven't even gotten to the portion of the program where we put in the formal marketing steps and the advertisement. We haven't even gotten there. I just, before I had my first lesson, started to promote the program to people. And before you knew it, I had inquiries,
How did you promote it?
just word of mouth,
Word of mouth. Perfect.
reaching out to people that I know. And then,
Oh, you just went on, you just went, your sound just went out. Just try re-engaging your sound there. It's okay, we can cut this bit. No
hmm,
sound still. Oh, try now. Now you're
oh,
back.
let's see. I am?
You're
Okay.
back. So
Okay.
so so how did you promote the program if we hadn't started the marketing yet? What happened there?
Yeah. So I excitedly started telling people what I was doing and what the program was going to be about. I told several clinicians that I know. And I also was involved in a number of professional social media groups for psychologists, clinicians, therapists, social workers. And every once in a while, you'd see someone on there. What else can I do? I'm burning out on doing one-on-one work. Or where do you get training for assessments? I hear there's a big need. And so I had an answer, and I just one night I responded to one person's inquiry about it, and then my email inbox the next morning had 20 people reaching out, just wanting to
Perfect.
know more. And
Mm-hmm.
so it's the need is out there. Some people know about it, some
Mm-hmm.
people haven't even thought about it. So
Right.
just mention it to them.
So
Yeah.
really what's happening there is a lot of people don't realize this. They try to dive straight into marketing strategies to get their program running, but often the cash, the first injection of cash just comes from your network, which can be groups you're already in on social media. It could be contacts that you have, people that you have, and you're having that direct experience, which is a lot of people coming very quickly because what we've done really is we've turned the assessments work. We identified how to create a very compelling offer for your target market with that. And when you started to express it in that way, then that's when the people came to you like lightning, you see? And that's going to
Yeah.
keep happening. It's going to keep happening with all types of marketing that you do because what we did was we took your skills and identified a need for where to apply these skills, and then the rest of it just falls into place from there.
Yeah. And it's super reinforcing that
Mm-hmm.
I'm on the right track. And then of course the cash up front will help with the formal marketing. Yeah.
Mm-hmm. It'll also make your program better because when you're building out this program with your first group there, then you're building it with them in mind. You're not doing it in a vacuum. And so
Yeah.
your program is going to be a higher quality because you had this success at the beginning.
Yeah. That's true. And I've already received feedback from
Mm-hmm.
the learners in the program that I'm using to continue on with. Yeah.
Fantastic. All right.
Yeah.
Well, thanks very much for taking the time. This really does help to offer people a lot of promise and hope, and help them to believe in themselves. Because a lot of mental health professionals who want to be more entrepreneurial but don't know how. And so I appreciate you taking the time just to share your experience here. And
Yeah.
congratulations, $18,000 launch is fantastic. I'm very proud of you.
Thank you. Thank you. And thank you for your support in making this super easy and accessible.
No
So.
worries. No worries. My pleasure.